His team were now taking eggs from cows to house human cells. Just as the creation of Dolly the sheep showed the way to clone a human being, the cow has played a vital role in the Zavos team's work. Human eggs are scarce and expensive, so they decided to take cow eggs, remove the cow DNA, and inject human cells into the emptied cow eggs. So far, the team has experimented with 70 cow eggs. Some of these combinations of cow egg and human cell have grown into 64-cell embryos.
We have now plenty of data. The last 5 series we did here now. And so far we got 5 embryos that developed more or less up to that stage. So it seems to be rather consistent.
Ilmancy revealed this highly controversial human-cow work, which is illegal in most countries, at a conference in his native Austria. To many, there is an instinctive revulsion to mixing cow and human tissue. But the scientific fear is that the mitochondrial DNA left in the cow egg could affect the human DNA, leading to some sort of human-cow hybrid.
What would you think? Would it be a human being or would it be a cow?
No. How should that be a cow if there's no DNA from the nucleus?
But then it is a human being. And then I don't see the ethical.
That we don't know. It is not the purpose to put that in a uterus.
Ilmancy and Zavos say they were simply seeking to improve cloning techniques without experimenting on human eggs. They were not trying to achieve a pregnancy by mixing human and cow material.
I don't want to think about it, and I must tell you that our team feels very strongly that we would not ever attempt a transfer of those kinds of embryos into a human being with the idea of giving rise to a human being.
There was a further twist to the human-cow work that connected it to an even more secret experiment that the Zavos team was working on, one that would have aroused an even greater outcry if the secret had got out. Zavos was approached by a number of people who wanted to clone from the cells of loved ones who died. They took cells from 3 dead people, a baby, a teenager, and a 10-year-old American girl called Katie, who died in a car crash.
Katie was simply everything to me. I can't tell you what I did and what I said and how I was feeling, other than that my life was over at that moment.
Katie had been on holiday with her cousin.
The accident happened on a Thursday, and we had to drive the 400 miles to get there. We got there in the morning. I was told that Katie was in the morgue. So I finally saw her at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. And my sister was coming to town. She was attending medical school. And when I talked with her on the phone Friday afternoon, she had said, what you need to do is get a skin sample, some biological sample from Katie, and at least have that option to have Katie cloned, at least.
She said that?
Yes, yes.
What was your reaction?
There's no hope anyway, but why not? And I thought that if there is one chance in 1/10 of 1% of 1 billion that it would work, of course I wanted to do that.
6 weeks after the road accident in which Katie was killed, a sample of her blood was FedExed to one of Dr. Zavos' secret laboratories.
Any story that has to deal with deceased children is a sad story. The parent came to me with those tissues, frozen of course, and we present them properly at our facilities.
Embryos were produced by fusing Katie's cells not with human eggs, but with emptied cow eggs. The DNA in the embryos that were created was virtually identical with Katie's DNA.
We've tried one aggressive stimulation, and that was last summer. And we got to the 8-cell stage, which was a profound accomplishment.
If it had continued to grow, would you have been tempted to say, let's go with this?
Oh, yes. Yes, I would. Yes, I would.
Zavos won't attempt to use the human embryo inside a cow's egg to achieve a pregnancy. But there is an alternative. It is theoretically possible to take the human embryo out of the cow egg and inject it again into an empty human egg, and then to implant it into a womb. In animals, this double cloning has been shown to improve success rates.
It looks as if things will go that way because you want to do as many tests on non-human eggs as possible, and then if you do end up getting a healthy embryo, then you can transfer.
Are you trying to recreate Katie?
I would if I could, but I don't believe I can. I think rather what I'm doing is trying to give her biological presence in this world continuation.
But Zavos goes further and believes a cloned cell and the same upbringing could have a remarkable result.
Bringing back the genetic information and having it expressed again, and possibly molded in the same fashion as the other one, you may have a very good chance of cloning someone from a disease stage.
All Zavos's work remains experimental. He's reaching into the unknown. The cloning process is fraught both with technical difficulties and emotional danger. Eventually, a new surrogate mother was found to carry the very first 10-cell human embryo, which had been frozen some months before. But when the embryo was taken out of the freezer, there was shattering disappointment.